shwmae everyone, blwyddyn newydd ar I chi, Happy New Year to you all. And I'm here today with a layout using a lovely cut file from Peartree Cutfiles. Whew, couldn't say it then. And I'm using the bar Humbug, and I've sort of resized it on my silhouette because I wanted it slightly smaller. There are some fantastic cut files on there, so I finally treated myself to some. And I'm using the Cocoa Vanilla Merry and Bright collection. I love the colours in this. And I've used some Speckle Egg Distress ink to do my first lot of packaging technique. Then I'm using Candied Apple Distress Oxide then to add some splodges, as I like to call them, some sort of specks. And I love the speckled egg with this collection because the blues match really, really well. I wanted it to stand out slightly more, which is why I used the distress ink. I started with, I'm using Dazzler's spun sugar there with this stencil. I thought Crackling Campfire would have been a nice red, but let me tell you, it was very, very orange. So it didn't match my colours at all. So I'm just using this holly stencil now, and I love the glittery look and the shine on this on this texture paste. And I've just realised that I haven't washed that stencil. It will have set like concrete now. The other day I had to soak it for about 2 days. I'm not very good at washing my stencil straight away. So I'm really impatient and I'm trying to hurry up the drying time. Just be warned, it does take a little bit longer to dry. So I'm now putting it aside and I'm working on my photo mats. And I'm using these photos of my mum's little dog Izzy, who absolutely hates wearing a coat. She would rather go out, freeze to death, or drown in the rain than just to put a coat on. But every year we buy her a bit of festive wear, and she pretty much hates it. So this was Christmas Day. My husband and I took her for a walk. She was disgusted to see she'd have to wear a festive coat. So she was barking at us because we were laughing at her because she just looked so cute. And I'm just thinking I could have changed the title to Bark Humbug. See what I did there? I don't know why I faffed around using the trimmer to start with when I could have just used the scissors to just cut it out roughly and then sort of mat it. So I'm using the two sides of each paper. I'm using the A and the B side. Remember when we used to have A and B sides on the records? Those are the days. So I'm just, as I say, matting my photos. I struggle just to, a lot of people can cut perfectly straight with just the scissors. That isn't me, I'm not that person. So I brought my layout in and found out that it's still really quite damp. So I'm just sort of auditioning now how I'm going to set this out on my page. And I often do my clusters if I'm waiting for mixed media to dry, because I need to do something, I need to keep going. So I like the idea of the one photo being above the bar and then nestling the other photo in above the bug. I'm still sort of giving it a try. Now I cut a little bit of section out here because I dried it for ages and ages and ages. This is where I decide that I want some splodges of speckled egg, so I'm just adding a bit of water there. And it doesn't show up too well on the camera, but in real life it does make a bit of a difference. And I think then I'm going to cut through quite a bit of me adding foam pads to the back of my title, because let me tell you, I lost the will to live doing it, let alone you having to watch it. Now when I look back, I think I would have liked to have stuck that title a little bit further down because my photos are quite close to the edge. But I've got used to it now. With hindsight sometimes, isn't it, that you think, perhaps if I just moved it down slightly. And I've got, as you can see, I've stuck the one on the left hand side on the wonk, as I like to say, just a little bit sort of not straight. And I'm going to add some of these little flowers on. And as you can see that the spun sugar is shining quite nicely there. I'm just going to add Santa on it. It's going to have Santa on it, isn't it? Because she's dressed as Santa. So I would have been a fool not to add him on. There are so many pretty embellishments. that are in the kit, and as you can see, I've used the different pattern papers to back my cut file. I think I usually order all my cocoa vanilla pre-orders through Lottie Loves Paper, because then you order it and then it's like a special present to yourself when it arrives in the post a few weeks later. So I'm just sticking these little poinsettias down because I'm going to put my journaling tag just under there, as if that was pre-planned. It was more of a fluke than anything else. And I was going to add in these golden stars, and I add one to the top, and then because it's the only bit of gold on it, it stands out too much, so I take it back off. I love these little word stickers as well that are with the cocoa vanilla sets. And the colours in the set, the collection, are absolutely gorgeous. Now, because I find that my layout is a bit like me, a bit top heavy, I decided to tear the bottom and add a little bit of the lovely poinsettia paper then down the bottom, and it just sort of balances out slightly. Yeah, and I do wish I had added that title a little bit lower down, but when I add this bit of paper on, it does make the difference then. It sort of adds a bit of balance to the page and it sort of evens things out slightly. So I'm quite impressed that I've done my first layout of 2021. Just going to add some of these enamel dots now. I'm setting myself a goal of trying to do some scrapbooking, at least to try to complete a page a week. I'm not sort of setting myself massive targets at the moment because we are busy with the house build. I've spent the 2 weeks that I've been off from school as a labourer again, wearing about 27 layers because it is so cold at the moment. I say that there's probably people watching in Canada, if I've got any subscribers in Canada, and it's probably minus something, and there we are moaning about it being -3 or something. So I'm just adding some journaling. Nothing really exciting, just saying about how she hates wearing coats. She will hide behind my mum's settee for an hour rather than just come out and put her coat on and go for a walk. And she loves going for a walk, but she's so daft she hasn't realised that, a coat means a walk. So get yourselves over to Peartree Cutfiles. You can also buy pre-cut cut files, which is really handy if you haven't sort of got a machine. There are lots and lots to choose from. Thank you all so much for joining me. Thank you to all my new subscribers. I'm now on 1,500, which is just absolutely amazing. Thank you to each and every one of you. So I've got some close-ups coming up now, and I'm hoping to get some more videos ready for you. Take care, everyone, and I shall see you very soon. Hwyl fawr!